Hello everyone, my name is Veronica Hensley and I'm the Marketing Director for Texans Credit Union. We are so excited to talk to you about the Financial Literacy Fair 360. Oops, sorry about that. But first, I would like for each of you to imagine that you are one of the Texas working poor. You earn $7.25 an hour and your car has just broken down. The repairs on your vehicle are $600. This is money you do not have. But no worries, I'm going to loan you that $600. In the envelope you have in front of you is the money. You can use it to actually pay for the repairs on your vehicle. But we're going to fast forward a few weeks. You owe me now that money. But instead of just the $600 that I loaned you, you now owe me an additional $600. Now you may say that's crazy, but that's exactly what the citizens here in Texas deal with on a daily basis. Mainly because they lack financial literacy. Some of them either do not have credit or they have defaulted on loans, causing them to have bad standing. So financial literacy is actually understanding how you earn, invest, and manage your money. And what we would like to do, so let me start by saying that Texas is actually the least financially literate of the nation. 50% of Texans do not have a rainy day fund in the example that I gave you earlier. Also, Texans have the weakest credit management. Texas ranks 49th lowest in credit score at 667. So why is financial literacy important? Well, first off, because of these statistics, Texas actually has more Starbucks and McDonald's, more payday lenders than Starbucks and McDonald's combined. If you are not financially literate, you're less likely to actually save for retirement, and you cannot manage your finances or negotiate loans correctly. So here to actually talk to you about what we plan to do to actually combat this is Daniel.
Thank you, Veronica. Good evening. My name is Daniel Morales. I am the president of Texans Credit Union. I grew up in an area called Pleasant Grove, and it's an area of South Dallas. It's not considered the best place to live. When I was young, I spent a lot of time picking up cans to supplement my father's low income. I didn't go to school regularly, even though I loved to read. Now fast forward a few years, this is about after when I was 18, I got some credit cards, and I was on top of the world. I was able to basically get whatever I wanted, and I felt like I was a king. A few years later, when I was in my early 20s, about 22, I woke up with $22,000 in credit card debt. Is that financially literate? So who is Jubilee Park? As Veronica mentioned, Texans are financially literate. Texans are less financially literate than the national average. Jubilee Park residents are limited not by just their means, but their ability to manage their finances as well. This community was featured on PBS's series, One Crisis Away. This is a program that focuses a spotlight on North Texans living on the financial edge. In this television expose, it was revealed that people of Jubilee Park do not believe in banks. They don't trust them. Half of the residents have high school degrees or less, and unemployment in this area alone is twice the state average for Texas. Community members rely on payday loans to pay basic utilities. In 2012, the City of Dallas started a program called the Southeast Dallas Community Revitalization Plan, and I feel revitalizing a community is more than improving housing and making rent more affordable. Our proposal is to host a financial fair that will be geared toward those who contribute to the community that lack that financial literacy. We have experts in our sessions that will teach 1,200 residents on interest rates, budgeting, what credit scores are, and the impact on your financial ability, as well as ideas on creating and planning for savings. Other topics will include student, auto, and mortgage loans. We'll have a special guest speaker, Louis Barajas, the author of his book, My Street Money, A Street View of Managing Your Money from the Heart to the Bank. I no longer have the debt I had when I was in my early 20s. I learned very early that the stressing and anxiety involved in having such a huge debt is very stressful. My financial literacy has become an important part of who I am today, and I enjoy sharing what I have learned then, so that people don't have to make the mistakes that I had already learned, that I had already made. Thank you, and I want to turn it over to Lauren to talk to you more about the proposal and the budget.
Thank you, Daniel. Good evening, everybody. My name is Lauren Hutchins. I am the Director of Finance for Texans Credit Union. I have been with Texans Credit Union for about 15 years. The first 5 years I was with them, I was doing debt consolidation. So this particular program really hits home for me because when I graduated college, I had about $40,000 in student loan debt. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to manage through that and pay it all off. Luckily, I was able to do so, but had I had somebody there that was able to tell me, hey, this is what you need to do, this is the plan, this is how you get them paid off, it probably would have helped me a lot more. So what we're going to do, as Daniel previously stated, we are going to host a financial literacy fair in Fair Park. It will be in the month of April in observance of the National Literacy Month. And we will be having, it'll occur on a weekend, so we'll have 300 people per session. It'll be 4 sessions total, 2 sessions per day. We are going to target 1,200 residents of the Jubilee Park area, which is about a 62-block radius in Fair Park. We are also going to have 6 breakout sessions, which, as Daniel touched on a minute ago, it'll talk to you about 401k, loans, student loans, mortgage loans, and so forth. The professionals that will be leading those sessions are going to be volunteers from Texans Credit Union. So we are going to be providing lunch for those individuals, and we're also going to be providing snacks and beverages for the residents that are going to be attending the job fair. I'm sorry, the financial fair. Why did we choose this area, you may ask? There's actually several different reasons. The Dallas City Chamber of Commerce's mission statement says to lead the Dallas region to become the most economically prosperous region and the most desirable place to live, work, and do business. And we believe that that can happen with our help in Jubilee Park. There's several positive aspects of Jubilee Park. A lot of people don't know that this is where the old Ford plant was held. Well, it's now a residential area, but this is where the original Ford plant was. And we understand the importance of the community and how close-knit they are in that community. If you drive around down there, you'll notice there's a bunch of churches. There's probably a church everywhere you turn. We drove around down there, been down there several times, so that's a big aspect for them. They also have very easy access to the DART rail system, so that also leaves room for mass expansion in that area. The city view is immaculate. And we believe that the community involvement down there will not only help us get our message out, but help these individuals and help them to expand in that community. So I'm going to hand it over to Vernice, and she is going to talk to you about how we're going to measure the success.
Thank you, Lauren. Good evening, all. My name is Vernice Lamone. I am the Chief Operating Officer at Texans Credit Union. We look forward to having a successful fair, and we will measure it with 4 metrics. The first one, we're going to reach a goal of 1,200 attendees. The second one, we're going to monitor the attendees and see if they go to all breakout sessions. They will be provided with a little passport book, and it will be stamped at the end of each session. If they complete all 6 sessions, then they will be entered to a drawing to win a $1,000 certificate of deposit. Participants will also have the opportunity to enroll in the consumer credit counseling, and we will be notified of the number of attendees that sign up that day. And in the span of 6 months to a year, we're also going to track how many of those attendees come to Texans Credit Union and request our services, whether it's opening a savings account or getting a loan through us. And when I first started my career, I started off in the payday loan industry. I saw firsthand the toll that these payday loans took on its consumers. Working here at Texans, I'm able to help people through our financial services. And that is why we're so passionate about this fair and we're so excited to have it. Through our employee volunteer program, Texans Gives Back, we are going to be able to give back to the communities that we serve, and we are going to help improve employee morale. Employees from various departments will volunteer their time, so we're going to have people from IT, down to people that work at the branch, whether they're tellers, financial service representatives, member service representatives. In our partnership with Consumer Credit Counseling, and they are a debt consolidation organization, we'll bring in their expertise in budgeting and managing budgets and rebuilding credit. Their expertise in that will help our services, and it will just be a great complement between our products. Thank you. Now I'm handing it back to Lauren, where she's going to go down to the breakdown of the budget.
All right, so our total investment in this is going to be $40,000, and the bulk of the budget is going to be obviously the marketing for this event, the venue. Booking the venue is probably one of the biggest parts, and of course our author guest speaker who will also be autographing books at the venue, and everybody, all of the attendees, the residents that attend, will get a signed copy of the book. And then of course the materials needed for this, the snacks, food and beverages and so forth, will be included in that. We are asking the Chamber of Commerce to invest $20,000 of that $40,000 total investment, and that will go towards obviously helping with all of this, but again, touching on the author's books and so forth. He's going to be physically there signing them, but also we are going to be, as a kind of a follow-up plan, we are going to be handing out booklets, so it will cover all the material that was discussed in the sessions, but it's also going to have useful hints, so in case they need to refer back to something, they will have that in their comfort of their own home. But of course we'll also have a number if they want to speak to a live person to be able to follow up with. This investment runs parallel to the Dallas City Chamber of Commerce's mission statement, so we are passionate about that, and we are passionate about the investment. And we believe that with your investment, we can create a more economically prosperous region, as well as a desirable place for the people of Jubilee Park to live, work, and do business in upcoming years. So I'm going to hand it back to Veronica. And she's going to talk
As you can see, we are super excited about our financial literacy fair. We can't wait to come into the community and actually sit with them and let them know what they can do to improve their standing. Financial literacy is something that, you know, every single human should know, and it is proven that if you are less financially literate, then you are more likely to be in poverty. It's also proven that if you at least put $500 away into a savings account for your child's college education, that they are more likely to go to college in the future. So we are very excited to come into this community. As you've heard, this is a vibrant community. We don't want anybody to be pushed out. We want everybody to have upward mobility, and we feel as though starting off by teaching everybody the basics of the finances is the way to start. So we thank you very much for your time, and we would love to take any questions you have. Yes?
So I love the idea and what you're trying to educate these people on, but I can't help but wonder why Texans Credit Union would want to educate people on the terrors of debt.
Because actually, the terrors of debt that exist today are because these particular lenders are unregulated. Texas Credit Union does not charge 300% interest as these payday lenders do. Now, given you are going to have people that are going to say, my interest rate is 16%, 12%, that's a given, because at the end of the day, we are loaning you money, we need to be sure we get it back. But we are not predatory lenders like these people are. We want people to come into the bank, we want them to open savings account, we want for them to be part of our family, but we are well regulated, whereas these others are not, and they take advantage of the community that they actually serve.
Awesome.
Yes?
Will y'all be offering people to sign up for savings accounts and bank accounts at the fair, or are you just doing purely?
We will have representatives there that will actually explain all the services that we have. In these sessions that we have, they will actually be able to ask, how do you get a good loan? And at that time, we will explain how everything works. So even if they do not come to us for a loan, at least they know that if they're going to go to the car lot down the street that has all the flags up, they know what to look out for so that they don't get taken advantage of.
Do you plan to do this at multiple times throughout the year or in different locations, or is this like a one-time?
We are actually, that's a very good question. I'm so glad you asked. We actually hope that this particular initiative takes hold and that other organizations go into communities that are underserved and also do the same thing. This is a model for other people. Unfortunately, the school system does not teach financial literacy. Most of these people don't get this education. I know I didn't many years ago. So yes, we hope that it becomes a model for other areas to take hold of.
Do your services provide anything for those that are already impacted, or are they just for kind of like a precursor for those that might be going down that path?
Well, the reason why we chose consumer credit counseling is because of the fact that is what they are there for. It's actually federally regulated. They go in and they work that out with you. They will tell you what your budget should be. They will consolidate your credits. And at some instances, they can actually lower the interest rate that you already have. So it's actually a very well-run company. There's a small $3 fee to do this, but at the end of the day, they guarantee, it's not even a guarantee, I'll take that back. This is what they do. And it is a government agency that controls them. So that is why we partnered with them.
Thank you.
Is there any benefit for these people to come to Texas Credit Union instead of a different bank?
Well, yes, we're always, our doors are always open. That is what we're there for. So we would love it if they could see us in that light. A big part of this is also the volunteers that we have. You know, it is something that we're very passionate about. All of us have experienced some type of financial crunch. So for us, it's not just about getting your business. It's about actually seeing a need in the community and helping, because I think a lot of times people think you can throw money at the situation, and the reality is you can't. You need to actually know how to manage your money.